Hey everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing a Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're going to talk summoning. Should you summon this weekend? We do have another poison hero available. Alright, so first of all, I will be doing a summoning party on Friday, the normal time that I do, which is 3 p.m. my time. So, was that 2 p.m. for, or no, 3, that's 12 p.m. Sorry, for UTC. It's quite early for the US because I do live in Romania. Okay, so should you summon is equally this is definitely one of those 50-50 decisions, I would say. Maybe a little bit more in the yes, because if you are interested in this new poison meta, if you got Numera especially, and or the Piercer Lord, or Piercer, the Esotericus Lord, the Poison Lord, you want Vorn. Like, he synergizes so well with this team. He might not look like the best DPS, but that's because that's Numera's job. But he is going to enable a team so well to do more damage total. He brings multiple types of poison, which allows more stacks to grow for Numera to explode. And he also is one to deal with enemy buffs and shields. So he's just super cool. He's gonna help do damage with poison overall, enable a poison exploder. He's not going to be your top DPS, but he's going to, again, enable. So he actually applies the shield break as well that allows to other allies. So he's going to make your other allies do more damage against a target with a shield. There's a penetration increase as well. Super cool there. Just a really interesting hero that's more of an enabler, which I love to see that too. For sure. So he is a marksman that does magic damage. He's a piercer and an esotericus, so he definitely synergizes well if you are using like a team with Iovar as the lord, because maybe you didn't get Nastia. Again, he's going to be great and his range will be extended. So if you are going for the poison meta, you want to get this hero. So yes, you should summon. Should you maybe summon one copy and then run away and save for future stuff? Probably. This is helpful here to add that, but you don't need to go for awakenings. I mean, obviously, almost every character is. I mean, why wouldn't they be better with awakenings? Of course they are, but it's not necessary for that team to do really well. And Numera has proven to be a powerhouse, even without the best enablers, which could argue that you don't need him. But if you're looking for those top damage, and if you're really looking for a team that can replace the other top meta teams in those hard content bosses, like Infernal or whatever, or even Nightmare, in some cases, he's going to be part of that. So yes, you should summon if you care about the poison meta, especially if you got Numera. Now, if you did not get Numera, and you got nothing poison related, you're not really stressing the meta, no, you should not summon. If you don't care about that, if you have your mind set on other stuff, then don't summon. That's about it. Helga is great. Getting dupes of Helga, if you already did the past fusion or whatever, cool, but I don't think this is the week to summon for dupes. Now, there is a 2x banner, those basics, definitely not the time to summon. If you're a new player and you're like, well, I just need to summon this week, I just started, I have no characters, you should summon. But I would say actually summon on this banner or this banner if you don't have Fair Sea. So I would say new player. Oh, why is this spirits? Why can't it be divine? Bruh. This is so bait. Okay, so I think a new player would still want to gamble the idea of maybe doing your divines on this banner, because Helga is amazing for accounts and against bosses as well. So is Vorn. Mari is insane for so much content, including very end game content. Livian can absolutely be a strong tank, and she's amazing for Titanic Ruins, and Hollow is one of the most impactful epics in the game, and even better than the legendaries in some cases, thanks to her amazing range and her ability to rage boost very well when built right. But if you at least have a little bit on your roster, if you're a new player and you have a little bit on your roster to play with, and you're not stressed for this week, you're like, I got enough to do to keep me busy, this might be the time to save. I guess before we talk about what's coming or what's probably coming, let's click this one. So when it comes to the lizard banner, it's a trap, except for Pharisee. But would you rather get Pharisee, or would you rather save for maybe a limited event that should be coming, right? I feel like because they haven't shown, we don't have a calendar that's telling us what's coming. There's been talk and showing of Sun Wukong on the Chinese server. If that's next week, and then you just pulled on a weird, out of meta, power crept, not as good anymore banner, you would definitely regret it. Unless you are a Kraken. Now, if you're a big spender and you're just looking for advice on which heroes you should pull for because you're willing to spend to get the heroes, then absolutely pull on this banner if you need Pharisee. If you don't have Pharisee and you're trying to progress in the boss content with all these AoE damage dealing, Pharisee is really amazing because he applies AoE damage reduction. So this is really important because it's a different debuff than the other types of damage mitigation, so they can stack. And Pharisee is a key for success in the top teams for good reason. So Pharisee is absolutely worth pulling for in most cases, but what's around the corner? We're waiting. July is the anniversary event. It's a ways away. But I think people should have it in the back of their mind that they've been pumping out limited hero events much quicker, and you should probably have a little stockpile of these spirit summoning, your rare summoning crystals and your diamonds ready to go. But I do think it's in their best interest to rerun Sun Wukong and Kagiri as soon as possible still. They've been highly requested to rerun. It saves them. It's cheaper for them, as I click here and just start doing this. Oops. It's cheaper for them to just rerun those banners instead of making other characters that maybe they're still in production. It just makes sense for them to rerun them soon. They're very well regarded heroes, and they're in the top meta of a lot of boss content still. And it's an easy way for them to make some money, let's be honest. So I definitely see that very soon. It could be next week. It's absolutely possible that they're just not giving us a heads up, because it's a weird thing. Like, I could see both sides of, if you know ahead of time, you might spend more on current banners like these bundles that we're trying to advertise now. If you knew for sure someone was coming next week that you really wanted, you would buy those bundles now and start saving if you're a spender. But if you are not a spender, or you're a low spender, you might save and hoard. But I wish they would tell us things way more in advance, honestly. I wish there was like a summoning calendar that's just released ahead of time, way ahead of time, and it wasn't really a question. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I think we should assume something big is happening next week, or very soon, if maybe 2 weeks. The way that they've been pumping out the limited events, I would expect that to be now, because the way that I looked at it is, if they do a limited hero next week on the 30th, right? Then let's say the anniversary is July 13th, technically. So that weekend could be another limited hero then, or maybe the 18th, like the 11th or the 18th, or the 10th, 17th of July could be another hero. That's plenty of time, another whole month, for them to run another limited event, right? I think so, because the way they've been doing these events, like, when was Honora? When was Anora? Let me scroll and find out, right? Was that a month ago? I think so. I think the pacing is just increasing a little bit because they know how high demand these characters are. Yeah, so the Anora banner was the 17th through the 21st. So over a month ago already for that one. I certainly think that I could see them doing about a month, maybe a little more in between limited heroes. It might be a little bit too frequent in my opinion for people to be able to save and still enjoy the other banners as well. But doesn't mean it's not a solid possibility that every 5 to 6 weeks there's a limited hero, and that would fall in line for the anniversary event. So I think I think there's gonna be 2 limited heroes. One like next week or soon, or the week after at most, and then another one for July during the anniversary time. That's my assumption. I don't have any confirmation of that, but I think that would make sense for them and fall in line with a somewhat steady pattern, but also the hype of a big event. But yeah, should you summon? If you want the poison hero, you get the poison hero. If you want that team, you get Vorn as well. But keep in mind that next week could be Sun Wukong, Kagiri, a new hero. I guess we will have to wait and find out for sure.